because I'm not doing all the, the sitting in traffic all day. That's one thing about I learned this year is that money ain't everything, and you got to find other ways to have other streams of income because otherwise you could be making some decisions that you really don't want to make just for the sake of money. But that's a whole other discussion, right? The reason in the title of this video is you have a you problem, not a woman problem. Let me explain that. A lot of you think that the problem is feminism. A lot of you think that the problem is the modern woman. Many of you may think that the problem is these women don't want to get married, they're 304, whatever the case may be. I'm here to tell you that contrary to what you may believe, most of you, some of you do have a woman problem, right? But most of you don't have a woman problem. You have a you problem. Let me personalize this for a second. At a point in time, when I thought I had a woman problem, the truth is I had a me problem. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this. I had a problem with my own self-worth and self-esteem. And so what was I doing? I was placing my value and my worth in the hands of women. How was I doing that? Well, I was pursuing women because in my mind, if I was able to get with a certain caliber of woman, and I'm in my teens and early 20s, right? So at this point in time, I'm judging caliber based mostly off of looks, right? So I was thinking, and I was under the mindset that if I can acquire a woman who looks a certain way, that will say something about me and my worth as a man. That will validate me. That will make me feel good about myself, right? But think about that on the flip side. If you're saying that acquiring a certain kind of woman will make you feel a certain kind of way in yourself as a man, you're also saying that if you can acquire this woman, then there's something wrong with you as a man. And you don't want anything to be wrong with you, so what do you start to do? You start to become thirsty. You start to overly compromise. Hey, folks, I'm doing good. How y'all doing today? Because you need this woman to validate how good of a man you are starting to go above and beyond in order to keep this woman's time and attention and affection, right? And so you don't have a woman problem. You have a you problem. Because if you're going to be honest with yourself, in most of these situations, it's not like the woman is acting like she in love with you and she want to be with you and she thinks you're so amazing and she's always calling you and giving you attention and wanting to be around you, and then one day she just flips on you. For most of you, that's not the situation. For most of you, this woman is showing you bare minimum interest, meaning if she wants something, she'll call you and hit you up. If she's bored, she'll text you, right? If she needs something, she'll hit you up. If you call her or text her, she'll respond and she'll talk with you. But she's not thinking about you like that. She's not calling you. She's not she's not showing real interest in you in any kind of way. If you ask her, would you like to go on this nice, fun date, and she don't have no plans, she'll go on dates with you. But that's about it. And so a lot of you, that's the situation that you're in. And you're thinking, oh man, these women are playing me. These women are doing me wrong. When in actuality, the problem is not them. The problem is you. Because once again, since you have low self-worth and self-esteem, you need the woman to validate you. And so you are going above and beyond in order to acquire a certain caliber of woman. And so you are taking her minimal interest and going above and beyond to maintain it because you being involved with her, you think says something positive about you. Dude, I pulled one yesterday, and today we have. Okay, good, good. And so that's the issue. And so that's one side of it. And so what'll happen is you'll take this woman who's showing you very little interest, right? And you'll take her on dates, you'll pay bills, you'll give her money, you'll do nice stuff for her birthday, you'll give her all the time and attention that she needs, and there'll be no reciprocity. And when you ask for some reciprocity, that's what she's going to friend zone you officially. And then you'll say, oh, these women is this and these women is. That's not the issue. The issue is you were showing way more interest. You were investing way more time and money than you should have been from the jump street because you needed her to validate you. Once again, I'm speaking from experience. When I was in my, I would say from the ages of, let's say, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. From sixth grade, so sixth grade, you're like 12, right? So from 12 to 20, from 12 to 20, that's where I was. Not, not believing in self, not a whole lot of self-esteem, not a whole lot of self-worth, looking for validation by which woman I could, get some attention from. And so all I needed was a number. All I needed was a text back. You give me your number, you text me back. Oh, you know what that means? That means I got a chance. That means you like me. That means you're into me. So now I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to be texting you in the morning. I'm going to text you in the afternoon. I'm not going to never hit me up first. I'm never going to wait for you to call me first. I'm always going to reach out to you first. Always. Because you paying some attention to me is validation. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you guys an example of when I did this, right? So I meet this girl. I get her number. We talk every once in a while. We hang out every once in a while. Nothing's really going on. But I would give her a ride over here, a ride over there. I would take her here, take her there. She come over, I'm getting this. I'm ordering food. And one particular day, I'm hanging with the homeboys. I'm hanging with the fellas, right? And we out. This is when I'm in my late teens, right? So this is when we young and energetic and athletic. We outside. We playing basketball. We chilling. I'm hanging with the dudes. This girl is 45 minutes away from me. She calls my phone while I'm with the fellas. I answer the phone, all pressed. She's like, "Yeah, I want to see you today." I was like, "Oh, you want to see me today?" And just the mere fact that I repeated what she said, "Never mind." Hung up the phone, right? Why am I calling her back? Because she finally showed me a little bit of interest. She finally called me first. And now I done put the fellas on the back burner, and I'm pressed for this girl. Oh, she said she wanted. That's what happens. And that's why I say, in many situations, you don't have a woman problem. In one instance, what you're doing is you're going above and beyond for a woman that's not showing you any real interest, because you have low self-esteem. Or there's this situation. You have not grown and matured yet. And so you are basing a woman's worth and a woman's value and whether or not she's worthy to be wifey material, you're basing that strictly on looks. And so all she got to do is look good. If she look good, she can have a bad attitude. If she look good, she can be disrespectful. If she look good, she can have all kinds of habits. If she look good, she can be untrustworthy. If she look good, she can have a certain kind of reputation. Like, let's just be real. A lot of you, I've been in a situation. A lot of you have been in this situation. You'll say, I don't deal with no chick that do this. I don't deal with no chick that do that. But if she looks good, all of a sudden you don't have no standards. And so some of you, once again, the problem is not the woman, the problem is you. Because you change your standards based upon how attractive the woman is. Can we be real? Some of you will say, I ain't saving no woman. But if she look good enough, yes, you will. Some of you will stay, I'm not being no stepdaddy. But if she look good enough, now you a stepdaddy to 2 children. And she got baby daddy drama, and you saying you standing up to defend her honor against the baby daddy. Why? Because she look good. Let's just be real. And so, in these situations, it's not as if you don't know who the woman was and then one day she switched up on you. No, a lot of you, your standards go out the window if she looks good. And so you knew when you met her, she had baby daddy drama. Now, can we keep it all the way real? Some of you know this woman has a drug problem, an alcohol problem. And she had it when you met her. But because she looked good and she was paying you some attention, you was like, oh, I can help her. I can save her. I'm going to get her in rehab. Come on, let's be real. And so some of you, oh, she's disrespectful. Oh, she's not loyal. Oh, she cheats. And we're going to keep it all the way real. Some of you, the moment you started dealing with this woman, you never trusted her. Before you ever wifed her, before you made it official, she was already moving funny. It was already crazy stuff on her phone. She had already shown you she wasn't loyal. She had already shown you she had a potty mouth. She was disrespectful. She was rude. She put way too much on social media. She did with a bunch of different people. You saw that before you got into a serious relationship with her. You saw that before you got her pregnant. She didn't spring this on you. She didn't become a chameleon. This is who she was from the beginning. But you disregarded that because she looks good. So once again, those are 2 examples that the woman is not your problem. You are your problem. Either you're making the wrong choices because you need a woman to validate you because you have low self-esteem, or you're making the wrong choices because your standards are conditional. Like, you don't tolerate this, and this unless she looks a certain way. Then you'll tolerate all of it. Because a lot of y'all are not telling the whole story. When you talk about your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend, your baby mama, your friend with benefits, the woman that friend zoned you. When you talk about these women, you always talk about she did this, she said that, da da da. But you conveniently leave out the part where you knew who she was and went for it anyway. Y'all always leave that part out. That before you fell upon hard times financially and she jumped ship and divorced you, before that, she showed you that she was not loyal prior to that, but you kept her anyway because you felt like you needed her. Like, we gotta be real. A lot of y'all do that. Let's just keep it all the way real. We have to start to analyze more of our choices and decisions. At a certain point, you got to ask yourself, why was I with that woman in the first place? Seriously, ask yourself that question. Why was I with that woman in the first place? What attracted me to her in the first place? It's really that simple. And so, yeah, some of y'all need to go and look at that. Is it really a woman problem? Or is it a you problem? And here's the last one. And this one is like, I'm not going to lie, this is the strangest one to me. Some of you are far too concerned with women that should be ignored, right? So, for example, if she believes the complete opposite of what you believe in, she should be ignored. If she's a feminist, if you say you're pro-marriage and she's anti-marriage, if she says things like, cooking and cleaning and this kind of stuff, it's like slavery. I only deal with, he got to be 6 foot tall. He got to be an ex-drug dealer. He got to make at least $100,000. Certain women you should be ignoring. But what we see, especially these days with the online spaces, is that women that should be ignored are the women that guys want to recruit. You see a woman with colorful hair and nails saying, I only deal with dudes make $100,000. And for some reason you feel like you need to debate her and convert her. Like that's a you problem. Like, what is going on in you that when you see a woman straight up tell you and show you what she's about, something in you says, I need to convince her to be different? Why do you feel like you need to convince a stranger to make a different choice? No, seriously, I would really like to know that. Why do you feel this urge within you to convince this strange woman with radical views that I need to change your mind? I need to show you the error in your ways. I need to bring you back to the table. Why? That's not a her problem. That's a you problem. Just think about it. You don't see women doing that, do you? You don't see women trying to convince men and convert men. And no, if you don't meet a woman's standards and her what she thinking, she don't talk to you. But for whatever reason, there's a growing number of men who, when they see women that they don't align with at all. Something in them says, I need to convert this stranger. I need to show her the error in her ways. I need to change her mind. I need to show her how beneficial marriage and family can be to her. I need to show her how being a homemaker is so important. Why? Because just to wrap this thing up in a bow, if you have standards that apply no matter how good the woman looks, if you have self-worth and self-esteem that is separated from the woman and is based on how you feel about yourself and your accomplishments as a man, and if you recognize that women have free will and some women are not going to be what you're about, you just write them off and keep it moving, most of the problems that you have with women will disappear. I'm going to say that one more time. Most of your woman problems will disappear without you having to do anything to change a woman or her mind. Most of your woman problems will disappear once you work on your self-worth and self-esteem. Once you realize it's not your job to convert and change and convince women who think otherwise, and you should just leave them be. Most of your problems will go away once you have standards of how good the woman looks. Those things that you can do that require from women that will completely change your interactions and outcomes. 3 things that you can do. You don't need the woman to do anything. So before you get online next time and the women this and the woman that, just try those 3 things first. And see if you feel the urge to get online and say anything about what some woman is doing.